Hello everyone, and welcome back to CM50, the video edition. In this video, we'll be taking a look at Unit 2 of CM50, which covers initials and finals. Now, as we discussed in the previous video, pinyin is made up of initials, finals, and tones. Now, in the next video, we'll cover tones in more depth, but in this video, we'll look at initials and finals. So in Chinese Mandarin, there are 21 beginning sounds, and these are called initials. And this is what they look like. So you may have noticed at first glance that these are all consonants. Now let's take a look at that word. Con means together, and sonant means sound. So together sound or sound together. And that is because consonants typically occur with vowels to form syllables. We don't normally just utter consonants on their own. So let's practice these initials, and when doing so, rather than say b, b, m, f, where we can't really hear the sound, we'll couple it with a vowel sound so that we can fully express the initials. So please repeat after me. Bo, po, mo, fo, de, t, n, l, g, k, h, ji, chi, si, zhi, ch, sh, r, z, c, s. So those are the 21 initials. Now you may have noticed that there were 3 consonants that were absent from that list. V, W, Y. V, W, Y. Well, actually, we can get rid of V and now take a look at W and Y. Now, these aren't actually real initials. They are known as placeholder initials. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But for now, let's take a look at finals. There are 37 ending sounds in Mandarin, and these are called finals. And this is what they look like. Now you may have noticed that all of these finals begin with vowels. So these are the vowel sounds where the vocal sound comes from in Chinese pronunciation. And that's why it's so important to fully and accurately express finals. So let's practice these finals. And again, please repeat after me. A, O, I, U, U, I, A, W, Ao, O, Io, Ia, Ue, R, Ia, Wa, Wo, An, Yin, Wun, Yun, Yao, Yen, Y, Wan, Yuan, ang, eng, yin, ong, yang, uang, yong. Now this last initial is a buzzed continuation of the initials z, c, s, zhi, chi, shi, and r. Now what does this actually mean, this buzzed continuation? Well, let's take the word for eat as an example. Chi. So this is made up of the initial ch and the final r. So the initial ch has its sound continued with the final r, ch. So it's not ch and it's not chi or chai. This would be incorrect. Ch. That is how we say the word for eat. So let's practice this with the 7 initials that have this buzzed continuation. Z, c, s, zhi, chi, shi, r. Now let's add that final to the equation. And let's practice. Please repeat after me. Z, c, s, zhi, chi, shi, r. So that is perhaps a very unfamiliar sound, so it will take some practice to get the hang of it. But those are the 21 initials and 37 finals. Now earlier we said that there are also 2 placeholder initials, W and Y. So what do we mean by this? Well, let's take this word for example, 谢谢, which as you may know means thanks. Now let's reduce it just to 1 syllable, 谢. Now this syllable, 谢, what is it made up of? It is made up of the initial si and the final yeah. So that's the important thing to note. The syllable xie has an initial si and it has the final yeah. What about this word yeah, which means also? What is this syllable made up of? Actually, it is just the final yeah. It doesn't actually have a real initial. So its true form is just this. However, as a visual aid for pronunciation, pinyin adds y, so that readers can know how the mouth should be formed when pronouncing this final. Here's another example. Tour, which means many. Now what is this syllable made up of? The initial d and the final or, d, or, door. So again, this syllable has an initial and it has the final. What about this word? What, which means I or me. What is this syllable made up of? It is just the final what, so its true form is this. It doesn't actually have a real initial. But again, as a visual aid to pronunciation, pinyin adds the w at the beginning. So just remember, whenever you see a word that begins with w or y in Chinese, these are not actually true initials, but rather they are placeholder initials that are there to aid for pronunciation. So that's all on initials and finals. And as always, plenty more to come in the following units. See you next time.